everyone, welcome to our channel where you can get the latest information about UPSC Civil Services examination. In this video, we will discuss RBI policies during the times of pandemic. We will discuss monetary policy tools used by RBI during this time to maintain the demand and inject liquidity in the market. Now a disclaimer, this is not a comprehensive lesson on RBI monetary policy. Rather, we will focus on the recent development where the RBI has tried to maintain the economic situation during the time of lockdowns. So let's start with the topics that we will discuss in this video. The first topic we will discuss is cut in CRR, repo rate and reverse repo rate by the RBI in the recent time. Next, we will also discuss about long-term reverse repo operation scheme. We will also talk about the ways and means advances, and finally we will discuss what is direct monetization of deficits. So let's start with the first topic, which is cut in CRR, repo rate and reverse repo rate. So first we have to understand what is CRR, or you can call it as cash reserve ratio. Basically, CRR is what bank keep with the RBI in form of liquid cash to avoid a situation of something like bank run. Now let's also see what is repo rate. So repo rate is when bank borrows from the RBI. It is the rate at which banks borrow from the RBI to maintain the shortage of fund. Now think from those perspective that the high repo rate would discourage banks to borrow from RBI and hence could work as a way to suck out liquidity from the market. The another term which we used over here is the reverse repo rate. This is where the RBI borrows from the bank. Now here also, if the rate is high, the bank would be more interested in lending to RBI and hence could help in removing the liquidity from the market. So now let's try to see what has changed during the time of pandemic. Like unlike in the past, when RBI used to use the repo rate, the focus has in the recent time been shifted to reverse repo rate. So under normal circumstances, the floor rate at which all the other interest rates are decided by the RBI is generally revolving around the repo rate. But what you see, the things have changed during the time of pandemic and the weak economic demand over a period of time. So there is a lot of excess liquidity in the banking system. So what banks are doing in the recent past is they are trying to park their money with the RBI. Why the banking system are flooded with liquidity? It could be because of two reasons. The one is because the RBI has been cutting its repo rate and other policy variables like the CRR ratio to release the additional and cheaper funds. And also one of the reasons that why the liquidity has not been reaching the market is because banks are not lending to businesses. Now this is also could be because there is weak demand in the economy and also on the part of banks where they are hesitating and risk averse to lending to the borrowers because of the looming NPA crisis. NPA here is non-performing assets. So these are some of the reasons because of which what RBI has been trying to do in the recent past is to cut more rates in the reverse repo rate. Now let's try to understand this by the help of this diagram. So you see the gap between the repo rate and the reverse repo rate has been widening, showing that RBI has cut more rates under the reverse repo as compared to the repo rates. So here we have discussed so far that how the things have changed from repo to reverse repo rate. Other things which has been done by RBI in the meantime is that they have also started the operation of long-term repo operation. What are these? We will discuss in the upcoming slides. They have also reduced the CRR by 100 basis point. Basically earlier it used to be the 4% of the NDTL. Now they have reduced it to the 3%. NDTL is the net demand and time liabilities, which is the basic balance sheet of a bank. They have also started to accommodate more facility under the marginal standing facility. What is MSF? We will also discuss in the upcoming videos. So far in this lecture, we have discussed about the CRR, repo rate and reverse repo rate. Now let's move forward and try to understand about the long-term repo operations. What are these? So basically these operations are a mechanism to facilitate transmission of monetary policy action to the flow of credit in the economy. So basically these are the tools which are available with the RBI through which it can transmit its policy to the market. These funds are provided at the repo rate, and this scheme is in addition to what is already being done in the liquidity adjustment facility LAF and marginal standing facility MSF operation. Now let's pause for a being and let's try to understand what is LAF and MSF. So LAF is the adjustment facility in which the RBI use the repo rate and the reverse repo rate for the transaction. This is used to aid bank in adjusting the mismatch during the short-term crisis of liquidity. On the other hand, MSF is when there is overnight shortage of liquidity and they want to have availed of the loans from the RBI, but they have already exhausted the functionality of LAF. We will also try to understand what is the major difference between LAF and MSF. So one of the major thing is under LAF facility, all clients of RBI can borrow. These includes government, banks and even non-banking functionalities like LIC. On the other hand, MSF is only for scheduled commercial bank, and in there too RRB, rural regional banks, cannot avail the facility of MSF. Also, the minimum amount differs between the LAF and MSF. For LAF, the minimum is 5 crore, while for MSF, it's 1 crore. Another important difference is that bank can't use SLR. SLR is statutory liquidity ratio, which the banks are mandated to maintain in the form of government security, again for the case to avoid the situations like bank run. In under LAF situation, they cannot use the SLR. Why? While going for the MSF, they can use SLR, but there is a limitation over there. They cannot use it more than 3% of NDTL, and also the rate is higher than the repo rate. So MSF is utilized when the LAF functionalities has already been exhausted. So we have now coming back to the long-term repo operation. We have already discussed about what it is. Next thing to know is that these are conducted on the core banking solution platform, and also the minimum bid amount would be 1 crore and multiples thereof. So far in this video, we have learned about the CRR, repo rate, reverse repo rate, and we have also discussed about the long-term repo operation. Now let's move forward and understand the ways and means advantage. So this scheme was introduced in the 1997 to meet the mismatches in the receipts and payments of government. So basically this is a scheme by which government can directly ask the RBI to cash in, but the promise is that it will be able to return the amount within the 90 days. The interest charge is generally at the existing repo rate. The limits are decided mutually by the government and RBI and are generally revised periodically. Also, one thing to remember is that these are temporary loan facilities and these aren't a source of finance per se. So, what the section 17 clause 5 of RBI Act 1934 says is that RBI is authorized to lend to the center and state government, but there is a caveat, and that is that they should have a commitment that the government is willing to pay back within a stipulated time of 3 months. Also, there is a facility of overdraft, but the interest would be more than 2%, and also the overdraft amount has to be repaid within the 10 days itself. Recently, what RBI has done, because of the pandemic and because of the crash crunch situation in the state government, it has announced to increase the 60% in the WMA limit for state government so that they can have more access to the funds. So this is what WMA scheme is. So we have already discussed majority of the topic. Now let's go to the direct monetization of deficit. So this thing has not been implemented by the RBI so far, but it is important to understand what direct monetization of deficit means in general. So you can understand that direct monetization means that a government could ask the RBI to print the money in returns of the bonds that it will give to the RBI. So the amount that it will be printing in cash will become the RBI liability, while the bonds which it will get from the government will come in the asset sides of the RBI. So overall, because government is a trusted source and is not considered as a defaulter, the balance sheet of RBI is sorted. The one thing to notice over here and remember is that this is different from the indirect monetization that RBI done, generally in the form of open market operation. So in open market operation, the sale and purchase of government securities or the treasury bill by RBI is done in the secondary market. So basically there the market is the economy and not the direct monetization where the government asks the RBI to print more money. But there are certain drawbacks with this. The first is, even though it gives an opportunity for the government to boost overall demand at a time when the private demand has fallen, like the situation which is we are in right now because of the lockdown being carrying on for a time, the demand has crashed like anything. So this does provide a government a chance to boost the overall demand. But this comes at a price where it fuels inflation. So if a government does not stop at the right time, it leads to the situation of high inflation. High inflation together with increasing debt of government will eventually lead to the macroeconomic instability, as has been seen in the countries like Bolivia and Zimbabwe in the recent time. So even if the government has to go this route, they has to be very cautious. Very recently, UK has given the go ahead for the direct monetization of scheme, and generally there is no hard and fast rule through which that this percentage of GDP could be converted in a debt, but the idea remains somewhere around 70%. So the government could try to go this path to increase the overall demand in the economy, but has to be cautious. So in this video, we'll discuss all the important things which has been done by RBI in the recent past. I hope you enjoy this video. If you really like what you see here, go into the subscription button and subscribe to our channel and like this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.